The Winston Dramatic Show has been brought to you by Burlington Volkswagen, located at 4500 Route 130 in Burlington, New Jersey. At Burlington VW, we have some respectfully dope cars to ring the bell for. Check out the new ID4 Pro all-electric V with navigation, the Atlas, which is a smooth SUV, and the Tiguan, which is a rugged crossover, and more. Feel free to stop by and check out the specials that we offer at Burlington VW. Whether you need a new car, a leased car, or a pre-owned V, be sure to holler at AJ or Syed. Make sure you tell them that Winston Dramatic sent you.
Yeah. What's good? What's good? What's happening? What's happening tonight? I was on last night. I told y'all that I'd be on again tonight. You know what I mean? What's happening with you out there tonight? It's a rainy night, crazy night, Tuesday night. You feel me? Love being with y'all, man. Love hearing you guys, seeing you guys, and you know what I mean, hearing in. You guys should call in. If you got anything to say? Any of my guests, just keep it cordial, keep it basic. Y'all know already that the rules, not to disrespect. Check this out. My people with unforgettable wear, y'all tune in, y'all check them out. Y'all inbox me for information. If y'all know him, y'all go at him. You know what I mean? He got the nice hoodies, the nice sweatsuits, and the nice shirts, t-shirts, polos, whatever you want. You know what I mean? He got different styles for you. Check this out too. I also need to talk to you artists, right? You artists that you make music, you know what I mean, rap, sing, or whatever you do, right? I heard it's kind of out of the time is kind of different where nobody is playing a CD, right? But you're gonna need some type of you're gonna need your something to sign when you do your shows, right? Either you got your shirts, you get your shirts, you could come to me, come see me, get your shirts printed, get your CDs burnt, you know what I mean? Or you can get some records pressed up if you went to records, because these are antiques. They're supposed to be made for nostalgia and for nostalgia purposes for you to hold on to. Yo, I have XYZ's album in my hand. You know what I mean? You're supposed to keep that because streaming, you can't sign streams. You feel me? You can still stream, but when you do shows, this is for the artists. When you do shows, you get you some CDs made, get you some albums made, get you some t-shirts made, get you some coffee mugs made, something that you can sign. You know what I mean? Something that you can sign. You feel me? You know what I mean? You can't leave that structure out of the game. That's what a lot of people are missing. You don't have to get a lot of them. You know what I mean? But you can hit me up. You can inbox me. Inbox me. Some of you have my phone number. Call my phone up, and we'll make a deal on printing some shirts or printing some CDs, printing some records up, stuff that you can have so when you do your shows. You know what I mean? But all right, my whole status is to bring positive influences in from the city, or at least somebody that have done something or that's doing something in the city. You know what I mean? From the city anyway, because we have a bad rep. My whole thing is we have a lot of people that moved out of town that like to look back or like to call back. And when they call back or look back, I want to give them some good information, or, you know what I mean, somebody that's good, some good vibes. You feel me? I want to send good vibes out, not only crazy vibes. You know what I mean? So my guest tonight, which I told y'all last night, I didn't tell y'all who it was, but he came, and I've been asking him for a minute, right? I've been asking him for some years, right? Before COVID happened, I've been asking him like, I've been hitting him inbox like, come in. I need you to come in. I want you to come in. He's like, first he was like, I think about it, whatever. You know what I mean? Then, he's like, I'm with it. You know what I mean? I'm with it. But the timing got crazy. It got crazy. So later on, and this is later on, and we're in the later on now, and he agreed to come on, man. And this is my man. This is the town. A lot of you from the town, if y'all know sports and y'all watched him, right? If y'all know sports and y'all watched him, and he was young, you know what I mean? He was young. He was doing his thing, man. You know what I mean? I'm going to bring on the blur right now. You know what I mean? I got Deon Haynes in the building. You feel me? Yeah. In the building for y'all. Yeah, I needed him to come. You feel me? I needed him to come talk to y'all. What's good, Blur? What's happening?
Nothing much, man. It's an honor and it's a blessing to be here talking with you. Like you mentioned, we have been talking about this some time, and now, it finally happened. Even on a crazy night like tonight with the rain and all this other stuff that's going on, but and maybe it was the ideal time to maybe sit down and talk.
It definitely is. It definitely is, man. I'm so glad to have you on, man. I'm super proud to have you on. Yo, it's also his first, right? It's his first interview publicly. Like, he haven't been doing public interviews of his own. Is this the first one?
This is definitely the first public interview on the social media.
On the social media platform,
That's about it, because man.
So y'all salute us for bringing him out. You feel me? We brung him out. You feel me? We brung him out, man. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about his career. You know what I mean? Positive image.
Yeah.
Positive image. If y'all can share this show, you know what I mean? Especially if you have children, share this show, man. His from the sidelines, I watched. I played his teams and stuff like that. I watched this guy, man. As a kid, I'm talking about. I'm a kid myself, and he's a kid, man. I'm gonna walk straight into it, like straight. And I ain't gonna do too much talking. I want him to more talk, because I want y'all to understand directly from the person who did it, like who did certain things. Y'all had to have been there to see him, though, right? So I remember, right? I was on Stoke School. I'm out West Trenton. So I'm on Stoke School Hornets as a kid. You know what I mean? I'm a kid. I'm on the basketball team, Stoke School. And he's on Grant Schools. On Grant School as a kid. So, you know what I mean? We get on the bus to go to Grant. You know what I mean? I'm a kid, so getting on the bus is heavy. This is Trenton shit. We talking this Trenton shit right now. So we get on the bus. Boom. Everybody, I'm young. Like, this is my first year of basketball. I'm in 4th grade, right? So, boom, we come in, we get to Grant School, get into the back of the school or whatever, or the front, whatever way. I forgot which way.
In the back,
the back by the gym, right?
By the gym back there, yep.
So we come in the back by the gym, boom. So we see them. They were already in the layup line and all that stuff. I see him. Some of them I know from prior engagements, maybe in the street or different leagues as a kid. So, you know what I mean? I'm like, I see him. I see Tom.
Yeah.
I see Fred Vereen.
Yeah.
I see, man, them boys was wrecking shop. And a couple other guys that I do know too as well. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to knock y'all by not mentioning you guys. No, the other guys, because they might be like, oh, Dramatic, how you ain't remember me? And I do remember.
Shout out.
You know what I mean? But I'm trying to cut the chase so he can talk.
Yeah.
But I know he was in the layup line. I'm like, let me see this little dude. He a little dude though, but his structure of handle is. I'm like, all right, let me see. I know Fred already, because Fred was wicked with his left hand.
Yeah.
He like baby Moses. You feel me?
You know what? That's a good analogy to use with Fred back then. Yeah, he was.
Right. Yeah. And y'all, the way y'all used him. I'm like, yo, the way they used him is like almost like a little pro team and all that. So we went in there and they killed us. You know what I mean? They ran us real quick. We West Side guys.
That sound about right.
They ran us real quick. You know what I mean? So I was like, wow. You know what I mean? But I seen him do his magic, man. And he point guarded a team as a kid. Like, I'm talking about, like, he controlling assist and all types of stuff to the basket, killing them. You know what I mean? But I was like, look, peep what I said though, D. Mm-hmm. I said, that's all that practice from under that Miller Holmes dome. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We had like a hidden element that we can kind of go out during the elements, like raining and snow and stuff like that. We still could kind of shovel the court and have that dome that's as a protector, still trying to get it in.
Absolutely. Even in the rain, they was playing. So
that kind of helped us out. Helped us out 100%.
Yeah. So that was my first encounter with seeing him. You know what I mean? And he was official, man. From there, it was a lot of other places, but from there, could you tell me from there where things grew from there?
Well, wow, that's
That's young,
yeah. You talking about Grant School? You know, you talk
yes.
about. I went to Grant School from kindergarten to third grade. And fourth and fifth grade, I actually back then they had something that was called the Gifted and Talented program.
Yeah,
I went to fourth and fifth grade. I went to PJ Hill.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
But you ain't play on PJ Hill, did you?
I played, but at that time there was Terrence Stokes and
that
was their Wilbur section. They had their
it was out there. Yeah,
they had their thing going on. And then for the sixth grade year, I convinced my mom and everybody to have me come back to Grant School. And
okay.
Yeah. So that's where that took off from there. And then from Grant Elementary, you know, me and the homie Tom Puerto Rico, you know, by way of Miller Homes, I got to shout out Miller Homes.
Shout out
it's Trenton all day, but I'm Miller Homes baby. So
absolutely,
I got to shout them out. But then I went to Cathedral, 7 and 8, St. Mary's Cathedral at that time.
Yeah,
and that's when I linked up with my homie, one of my best friend, if not my best friend for 40 years, Rashawn Glenn.
That's right.
That's where we linked up there in 7th and 8th grade. But I did 2 years, 4th and 5th grade at PJ Hill, and 6th grade at Grant School, Grant Elementary, and then I did 7th. I did middle school at St. Mary's Cathedral. Yeah. And
did y'all ever take it at Cathedral? Did y'all ever take it?
Yes, we did.
Y'all did take it, didn't you? Yeah.
We still got the we went undefeated. I think my 8th grade year, undefeated.
Yeah.
And we was CYO, we tore that thing down.
CYO league. Yeah. Y'all did, didn't you?
Yeah, we tore it down. May rest in peace, Jabri Parker from East Trans.
Jabri Parker,
Breezy, yo. So
that's right.
Well, that team, it was like me, Rashawn, Chris Hatchell.
Chris Hatchell, y'all had Chris. Kareem Kelsey,
all those guys.
Terrell was young. Terrell was young. Terrell Staten. And
Terrell,
and
then right underneath me, Andrew Kennedy. One of my proteges, Marlon Dodd. He's actually living in the UK right now. Marlon Dodd. That's where he's overseas right now. He's in the UK.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. He mentioned everybody. Yeah, I was gonna mention Jabri as well, man. That's my guy. You know what I mean? But yeah, y'all had you had a lot of and you played summer leagues. You played summer leagues as well.
Summer leagues, high school at the park mainly. It's summer leagues at
Water Park.
Yeah, right. And that's kind of where honestly, it all started in Miller Homes, of course. You know, John Adams. I don't know if you remember John Adams. He was, to this day, and he's such a humble guy. And when I see him still, I haven't seen him in such a long time, but we're friends on social media. I was in awe of that dude. So when I was a youngin coming up in Miller Homes, I would go to the basketball courts, David Belton, whoever was, playing at that time, me being a youngin, I would just live, eat, sleep on that basketball court. Watch.
Yes, you would.
Just watching.
But you still had your grades was tight though at the same time.
But you know what's so important with that? If you want to participate, if you want to be a part of something, especially as a student athlete, you have to have good grades, even be a part of a team, or it's just not going to happen. So that made me, it not forced me, but it did force me, along with my parents and the inspiration with them. It forced me to be a good student because I wanted to play. Right. And I was I've always been like a very hyperactive little boy, you know what I mean? And so I needed energy. And at that time, when we was coming up, and I think about my kids now, and step kids and stuff. We were just active, whether we was playing tag, whether it was baseball, we were just outside and active.
That's how we came up.
And so, when it comes to sports and athletics, I knew if I wanted to participate, I had to do well in school. So it kind of forced me to
do well to play.
Yeah, and with the support of my family, my mom, my grandma, of course, and things like that. But yeah, so if you want to play, you gotta make sure your grades are tough.
Gotta do well. That's right. So you also played the Shore Leagues too, right? You played
Jersey Shore League. I played a couple games Jersey Shore League.
Yeah.
But primarily, I would get sent to certain tournaments. I forget the name of the tournament in Newark. there was a tournament in Newark. It's like a pro-am league up there.
Right.
Now, you know, those boys, it was
they was getting down, wasn't it?
Yeah, they was getting down, but you know, it gave me all the confidence because it made me realize as well as my peers that although we're playing here locally, we can go, we can leave town.
Yeah.
With whoever was supposed whoever, we still can get busy. And so anything with life is about growth, but you have to be able to experience it to give yourself confidence. And that gave me confidence being able to travel to certain basketball camps. I remember in high school, there was a really, really popular camp called the 5-Star basketball. Right. And that's where anybody who was somebody at that time, you would get invited to that camp. And so my high school coach, actually, we did the paperwork, and me and a couple of my homies, we took a bus. So there was on the bus we took right on Greenwood Avenue. It was New Jersey, so it was Newark, Trenton, whoever was up North Jersey, Essex County, and we drove there. Right, so they took us. At that time, it was Boothwyn, whatever in Pennsylvania. But I remember getting there not knowing anybody. Nobody's knowing me now because, like I said, I got invited to the camp. So you seeing people, you seeing players from New York, from North Carolina, all
everywhere,
coast,
right.
You just walking into this camp and they just give you a number,
right?
So at that point, just a number. They put the basketballs out. There's stations where you work on ball handling, shooting drills, passing drills, whatever, So I had always been recognized locally as far as my talent and stuff like that, but when you put on that platform, when you just, you're amongst the guys and you don't know who's who, and you come across somebody you've never seen some talent like that before. Right. It's kind of humbling, but it also made you turn up.
Yes. You got to get live to catch, that level.
I remember my first year. May he rest in peace. Howie Garfinkel was like the commissioner of that camp, well-renowned guy from 5-Star. Anyway, the first year I went there, they had like leagues called the NCAA, and then they had the NBA league. So the NBA league was supposed to be for the best players at that camp. So nobody knowing who I was, they put me in the NCAA league, and I took it as like a slight. I'm like, yo, these dudes can't. It took like 2 hours. It took them 2 hours before they moved me up to the top league.
Work that fast though? That fast?
I was wrecking them. And they was like, "Oh, this dude, we don't know who he is, but we know
he wrecking shot."
He need to be up to the other level.
He deserves that.
Was there? There was a couple guys from Trenton, from the Mercer County area. I don't know if you Jesse Glover from Ewing. He had a really good high school career. There was quite a few. Robbie Norman.
Right.
Anyway, there was who was there at camp with me? Roderick Rhodes was there.
You was bumping in the known guys like
Felipe Lopez was really big at that time. And he, what they would do, they would put you in these dorms or these cabins.
Right.
And if you were in the know, the best players stayed in that one cabin. Right. And I was able to work my way up to the cabin while I was working with those guys. But like I said, those were just moments that gave me the confidence, instilled in me. Not only just with basketball, just confidence as a young
life, in life.
Confidence, because I'm by nature, I'm a man. I don't really speak much, but I like to, when I do speak, I like to have my words count. So I was always to myself, you know what I'm saying? To this day, I'm still the same way, unless you know me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sorry.
Right. No, you good. You good.
Yeah, apologize.
So hold on though, real quick. I want you to get back to that story with Roger Rhodes and all of them. But so when you found yourself, you telling me you found yourself by yourself, like nobody from around the way here. I'm the only one. The only one.
Yeah, well, like I said, it was a couple of us that from Mercer County that went to various high schools and stuff like that I didn't know from playing with locally and just from here in Mercer County. But when we all went there, it was like a culture shock to us because you're like, yo. And you would see some of these dudes play, Stephon Marbury or this person, that person. And it was like, yo, who are these dudes, man?
These dudes,
they
but was on their way though.
We had to earn it. We had to earn it. We all did our thing. We all did. I'll say that.
And that's dope. I got a ring for that.
We all did our thing, And I just remember just being a young kid and going to this camp. Nobody know who I am, just being a number. And by the end of the week, I made the All-Star team, played on the
Right.
court. Rasheed Wallace was there. Like,
yeah. You're there around them.
Myself before they were who they are to this
Right.
day. I'm in the cabins with them, like,
With these guys.
Yeah, with these guys and stuff. But it gave me the confidence, like I said, not only just from an athletic point of view, but just as a human being, to be able to speak to people, being able to meet new people, being able to understand different people from different states and different cities and stuff like that. So, so basketball has been, a really, really a true blessing for me.
Absolutely.
And I can honestly say this, and for all intents and purposes, basketball kind of saved my life, because I could have.
That's what I was about to say.
I could have went any direction.
I know.
You know how that was. Growing up in a
where we coming from, the time we coming from, it was easy. It was easy to go that way. Yeah. You're right.
We had basketball camps this week, a basketball tournament that week, traveling to this state that week, the AAU circuit, going to playing in the national tournaments. And so I'm just very, very fortunate and blessed that I had the support of my family and the support of my friends, my homies.
Absolutely.
And, like I said, for all intents and purposes, and I look at it, it seemed like it's a small thing, but it's a really big thing. It really saved my life. It really developed me to a person. Even going to the Hun school.
Right.
Growing where we come from, you don't see.
Yes, that's what that now. Look with that right there, right? I seen that in the paper. Like the whole city seen it in the paper that you were going to Hun. You dressed up in your little suit or whatever. And I'm like, oh shit, he going to a prep school. Like, but listen though, what I had to ask with that, right? I want to get into that a little. So all them St. Anthony's, did they talk to you? St. Patrick's?
No, no. At that time though, Coach Hurley, Bob.
Yeah.
We actually he came to watch in Cathedral in middle school.
Yes.
We were really good at Cathedral in grade year that we would play high school like JV teams.
Yes.
Middle school because
I remember.
You know what I'm saying? I remember Bobby Hurley. They played Soulberry.
Right.
And he watched me and my homie Rashawn Glenn play.
Right.
He was just raving about us. But in terms of recruiting and stuff, at that time it wasn't really that prevalent.
It wasn't. At that time it wasn't.
It wasn't really that prevalent. I mean, prep schools were and stuff like that. But if you were to schools, which is Jersey City and stuff,
right.
It wasn't really that prevalent. They did recruit and they got the best or whatever. But to me, no. But he was very impressed by me and
Ray.
He was very impressed by us.
Doing Ray.
He was
wow. Mm-hmm. I got a ring for that real quick.
Rossi on the comment. Freedom did give me the name to Blur.
He did. Yeah, he sure did.
Green,
That's right.
He named me.
You know what I mean? And you was killing him down the park is why hauling ass. And also you played didn't you play you played unlimited down the park too. You played short. But when you played for Hun at the same time though, right? Did you play Hun and
for Hun at the same time? And then I did like 1 or 2 summers when I was at Ryder, like my freshman and sophomore year. Then
okay,
that's about it. But the unlimited that we just talked about Darren Green Freedom. He named me the Blur. I got people to this day in the city call me the Blur.
Yeah, that's what everybody be calling you. Yeah, he calls you that. Definitely.
I'm a grown man, but that's just always gonna be my moniker because that's right. That's just what it is. Right. And I accept it, I embrace it, and I love Free for that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, dope. Shout out Freedom Green. If you're watching, please say something. But but Hun, when you went to Hun, because that's a difference from Catholic school or a regular public school, like the prep school. Like, how did you cope with? Well, you could probably we from the hood, so you can
culture shock.
Maneuver. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Culture shock for me.
It was, yeah. Talk to me.
I can't lie. Although at Cathedral we were,
it was, but you could go home. You still got your gear when you go home.
Yeah, and my mom and my grandma, God bless her soul, they made it so because I wanted to go to Trenton High with my friends from Miller Homes.
Yes,
I was at that time was called McCourson. I wanted to head there in McCourson.
Right. That's where all the basketball was at.
Yeah, John Costado, Mark Bass, Brian
That's
Cable,
right.
I wanted to stay home, like in the area, but my mom was like, "Yo, you have an opportunity to get away from certain things."
She was right.
And you needed to, be around different ethnicities and things like that. And so I could have stayed home, but she's like, "No, you staying on campus." So I lived in the dorms up there.
Oh, you could have came back and forth. It is close. It is close like that.
You're gonna stay there. You're gonna meet, you're gonna meet these people. You're gonna interact with these people because the world is a huge place.
That's right.
Nothing's just one way. No, there's no one group of people, and it kind of helped me develop as well. Because, like I said, I had always been like a really shy kid. For the most part, basketball was my form of expression.
Yeah. And connections.
This young kid full of energy. Right. That's my way of expressing. So my personality, even how I
right. Absolutely.
But if
fun like that,
you wouldn't get that from me on the one-to-one when I was young in terms of talking. It helped me meet people. Like I said, helped me grow. But going to high school, honestly, it was culture shock. It wasn't really. I'll just call it what it is. It wasn't really Caucasian and Asian people and things from our neighborhood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Go to school there, and the classroom settings were extremely small. Like 5 to 7. The most in your class would be like 9 people. Yeah, small at that time, man.
We used to like 18 and
some classes be like 5 people in there, man. And I'll never forget to this day. Like I said, I go back to I was really shy kid growing up as a young adolescent, and one of the classes was public speaking.
Right.
You had to take public speaking.
That's early though. That's usually a college course.
My freshman year. Yeah, to take the class, and I remember just being in this auditorium, with people from all different walks of life, but just different from what I was used. Just different people.
Yeah.
And call your name up, and it was something called an impromptu speech, basically that they give you index cards, and whatever index card you turn over, you had to speak about that for like 3 minutes.
Right.
And it could be of anything.
Wow.
My first, I think it was golf. And at that time, we didn't know much about golf.
Like
I'm
that.
I'm a Miller Homes, and you coming from our area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I had to force myself to speak in front of this audience, this people, and my teacher, and talk about golf, all things, which I didn't know much about. And those 3 minutes seemed like it was like 30 or 3 hours, bro.
Like that, it seemed like that. It seemed that long to
this is a kid who barely talked, other than on the basketball. Right. And then, in front of these people, and I don't know anything about golf. Like I said, I pick a card, and just to my luck, it was golf. I'm like, what am I going to say? Wow. But you had to do it. But those are some things that help you develop and grow to be able to walk into any type of room and be able to express yourself and stand firmly and stand confident. Right. When you walk in the room. So those are small things I think about to this day that enabled me to that played a role into my growth as a human being,
And you didn't walk off, because in the hood we'll walk off if we'll walk off the stage. Yeah, we'll walk off.
You had to.
We'd be like, yo, but you did it.
You had to do it.
Ways. You thought of ways to
build around. I was talking about the ball, and I was talking about the big shoes, whatever came to my mind.
Yeah, that ain't even this thing. Yeah, that ain't
speech. So I thought about anything that I could think about golf, and maybe to me some of it didn't make sense, but when I got done speaking, everybody's like, "Oh, you did good."
Yeah.
To speak in public, to be able to talk to people, but that's something that coming from from where we come from Grant School to PJ Hill or Cathedral, we didn't take classes like that.
Nah, we didn't. Not early. Yeah, not that early. Not that early.
Yeah, not that early.
I didn't get that until college.
That's what I'm saying. This is my freshman year, and I'm like, what's this?
Wow.
But like I said, and I always, because I work with young men now, and I always tell them, you grow as a man, young man. It's okay to be in uncomfortable positions. It's okay to be uncomfortable, because uncomfortable, you're going to find out a lot about yourself when you're uncomfortable. In any walks of life, whatever you go through, again, through your successes, through your failures, or whatever, it's okay to be, as a man. I'm speaking from that perspective. It's okay to be
absolutely.
It's okay to be uncomfortable. Now it's not going to feel great all the time.
Yeah.
It's not going to feel great, but you're going to remember that moment, and it's going to help you grow. And you're going to remember that moment. You're going to remember that moment. You know, and I always say, yeah, you know, it's life is about growth, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
We're still growing, right? To this
Absolutely.
day. And every day we wake up is another opportunity, you know, to grow, to help somebody
as men,
else.
Yeah, as men.
Yeah, as men. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Give back, you know, give back
That's
anyway.
right.
Not give back in terms of like monetary gain. That's cool too. But give back your time. Give back your story. Give back your story.
Go ahead, keep rocking. That's what I'm trying to bring back into the community. That's some of the stuff that I'm trying to bring back. That type of science. Like, yo, we might not be able to give turkeys every day, you know what I mean? Or $1 million, you know what I mean? But yo, we give back what we could give back, ideas, thoughts, positive energy. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, you're right.
Any form of giving back is always a positive.
It's a blessing.
And it's a lesson in everything. And sometimes the lesson's not going to always be one where a person will receive it to be something. Because I think as I've gotten older, like I said, the profession I'm in now, we're dealing with young men. I will be doing myself and doing them a disservice if I'm not honest with them. If you're doing something right, I'm going to praise you.
That's right.
If you're not doing the right thing, it's my duty to tell you you're not doing the right thing.
Right.
And then guess what? At the end of it, we can still talk about it and figure it out.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I think so many times that we struggle with and not to slight our women. I have 3 daughters, but I'm saying as men, how we grow up, we struggle with conflict resolution. So many people are just before thinking, just attack and just, you know, it might not even be what you think it is. If you you can't communicate. If you can't communicate through body language or communicate through words, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's another thing I've learned to deal with is conflict resolution. And I'm, you know, as a little dude, I'm a fiery dude. So I'm defensive. I mean, that's just part of life and emotions and things that we go through. But it's as I've learned, and I'm still learning, bro. I'm still learning.
We all are.
Try to control your emotions and things like that. You know,
we all are.
There's certain things you go through in life that it's going to, you know, at some point in time when you're by yourself, it's going to feel like you're out there by yourself when you're really not by yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Really
but we're not though. Only thing, we not by ourselves.
There you go.
But you do got to carry your mind like, yo, whether I'm by myself or not, we got to make it. We got to make it happen like this. Come on.
100%.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you could troop through with certain people. Like, come on, you might not be able to troop through like they did, but me and you could troop through and we could get through these next 20 spots. You feel me? Like, you got to keep in mind, and just keep trying to build. You right. You absolutely right.
And and everyone's way of giving back or just learning each other, how we try to figure out sharing this rock that we live on together, and you know, and work at different avenues. Some people lead by example.
Yes.
You know? Some people lead verbally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And some people do both.
Right.
But it's up to the individual who's retaining or hopefully retain the lessons to pick and choose where deems fit for them. Because everybody's opinion may not apply to you, but it may apply to somebody else. So the way you receive it, you can help take that message and pass it on to somebody else.
Pass it on. That's right. And help the generations grow. Absolutely. Absolutely. So so you was when you was in Hun, right? You was in there, you would meet different types of people, different types of cultures. Like you said it's a culture clash. Like you like, yo,
for me at that time it definitely was.
At that time.
It definitely, and we didn't have social media.
We didn't have none of this. So it was like blank. We seen you in the Trentonian. Yeah, we seen you in the Trentonian going. This before you went. You going. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, damn, he going. That's one of ours. You feel me? Like, that's one of our, from our generation, that's one of ours going to a different place. Let's see how far he going. And he was doing it. Yeah. Now, with they games, but who did y'all play? Like Salisbury? Who did y'all play?
Well, at the prep at that time at the prep leagues, we was in something called a prep A division. That was the Hun school. Then they had the prep B, things like that. But we had an open schedule, so we were able to play public schools, private schools.
Everybody.
They were to play schools from New York City, from wherever, because we had an open schedule. You know how back in the day, I don't know if they still have the CVC, the Colonial Valley. I don't know. But McCorston would play Trenton High and Hamilton, and Steiner. Now we were able to play an open schedule.
Everybody.
So our schedule was we could play somebody from the CVC, whether it was Steiner or McCorston or Trenton High, but we also play schools from New York City. And so we, you know what I mean? And so I was in that aspect of it. You know what I mean? We had an open schedule.
You would see different different places. Like Rhode Island, like somebody be like, yo, you're way more advanced when you come back though to the hood, because you see a guy from Boston, like, yo, he from Massachusetts. He was pretty good. Yeah. Such and such is from, your direction was heavy. Yeah, your direction was heavy. I think that's beautiful. And you were there for what? You graduated from there, right?
4 years. Yep, I graduated.
From there. That's
9 through 12 I went to Hunt. Then I went to Ryder. Yep.
It went straight to Ryder. With Ryder, how'd you pick Ryder is a business school, right? Very, but I know him because I go up there and we used to play on it in the gym. Right? But I'm like, yo, I'm pretty sure you got other people that's trying to recruit you from the North Carolinas, the XYZs. I know that. Providence.
I was just trying my best to explain to my fiance. We went to the Ryder game this Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I seen that.
We were at the game Sunday afternoon, and I was trying to explain to her like my story. I was talking to my at that time he was my assistant coach, Don Harnum. Now he's a athletic director, and Kevin Bannon was there, who was my head coach. Greg, the legendary Greg Grant, was there at the game.
Absolutely.
But anyway, I was
shout out Greg Grant.
Yeah, legend, man. That's he's one of the reasons I chose Ryder. Honestly,
that's what I'm.
Trenton State, his head coach became the head coach at Ryder.
Over there, yes, he did. Yeah, you're right. You absolutely right. Yeah, yes, he did.
I revered Greg so much. I had so much respect. And I could say this now because we're not competitors. He was like one of my idols growing up in the city.
Absolutely.
Before me. And so he was one of the reasons I chose Ryder. But I was being recruited by major universities, man. University of California, Texas, whoever was a big school. I was receiving these letters and getting these recruitments from all these different coaches, because it started from these AAU tournaments to the basketball camps. The one I explained to you, the 5-star camp. All those scouts, they would see you, or they would, who's this? But how it came down to Ryder, ultimately, I got recruited by so many big schools, and it's funny because most of my homies from Miller Homes, like at that time, like, you going to Ryder, because
I know. I know. I know it. I can feel it.
So ultimately, like I said, Greg Grant was a major reason. The head coach Kevin Bannon, Coach Greg Grant, he helped Greg mold. He helped mold Greg. Greg, took off, did his own thing. Went to NBA, of course, had an illustrious career.
Right.
And Kevin Bannon was at Ryder, and so I didn't. So at that time, I'm not sure how it works now because I kind of been out of the loop and stuff. I can't lie about that. But you would get visits, like 5 visits to school.
Right.
And I didn't take a visit to Ryder because it was right down the street.
I'm
not going to waste a college visit to Ryder. I'm like, I can just walk down there and see what's popping down there, whatever.
Right.
But I had given Ryder a verbal commitment. Yeah. Ultimately, it came down to George Washington University, St. Joe's University, Manhattan College at that time.
Right.
Villanova, Big East.
Yeah, man, you're supposed to went to Villanova, man. You're supposed to went to Villanova.
I was telling my
fiance.
Yeah, I was telling my fiance.
Hold on, no disrespect to Ryder, because that's round the way.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean? But Villanova, my, you know what I mean? Damn, round the way, Villanova, man. Oh, man. Yeah.
So it came down to St. Joe's, Villanova, and Ryder. And so I had given Ryder a verbal commitment. I didn't commit. I didn't sign over.
Right.
But on the day I was supposed to sign, it's funny. I was at Hun, and the head coach at that time was Steve Lapis. He showed up at Hun. He used to come in Miller Homes. Yeah. It was I can say it now, but it was illegal in terms of recruiting. He would drive from Brooklyn. He in high school he coached Rod Strickland.
Right.
He would come drive to Miller Homes. He wasn't able to talk to me.
Yeah.
But he would watch me. I would get my homies, Tom,
yeah,
my boy Block, whoever else,
yeah,
Nate, KD,
yeah,
Darren
right.
McGee. And I was like, I'd be telling him, like, yo, this college coach better come just watch me. He can't talk to me, but he just want to watch me play. I need to come out to the court. Let's just play.
So everybody come out, damn, yeah.
But it kind of inspired them too, because they was like, yo, that's a college coach. He would just be sitting in his car just watching, not saying anything, but just watching this play.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, and so back to the story I was saying, on the day I was supposed to officially sign with Ryder, he showed up.
Yeah.
And the coach from Ryder at that time, Kevin Bannon, they were kind of pissed because both of the coaches are right there.
Right.
So one coach is like, yo, are you coming here? Other coach is like, yo, that's my recruit. He's supposed to sign today. So I had my coach, my mom or whatever. I told the coach at Ryder and the coach of Villanova, I just need give me like an hour or two to think about this thing. So I had them sweating.
Yeah. Keep them on their toes.
But that decision, that process alone can be very stressful because you're ultimately making a decision to spend 4 years of your life and how in terms of the trajectory, how things will go for you, because you see it so many times. And it's most times it doesn't even have to do with talent. You see guys go to certain schools who you saw, you know, they can really, really hoop. They can really play ball or baseball, basketball in particular. That's what we're talking about. It's like, why didn't he really didn't do anything. It's so much that goes into making that that decision, because these college coaches, they'll come into your home and they're recruiting you. Right. If they're not only recruiting you, they're telling you, they might tell you, listen, you're my number one recruit. And tell somebody else you're my number one recruit.
Game.
It's be topsy-turvy, and they're just doing their jobs.
Right. It's all fair.
You're not. It's if universities aren't winning, these coaches, they get fired.
Right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
What they do is use like a whole different melting pot. Recruit as many good players as they can see in their system, and then whoever's going to be their top recruit, second recruit, third recruit, that's for them to determine. Right. But they're not always forthright. I will say that. In my situation, it worked out for me. There's a Mark Bass. Remember Mark Bass?
Yeah, I know Mark. I remember Mark used to dunk heavy down the park.
He had a great career. I think he played overseas in China, from what I remember. He coached at St. Joe's for some time. And I think
I remember that.
Yeah, but I think he's still in coaching right now. Great player, great person. I like to think of him as a good friend because we came up together. But he went to St. Joe's.
Yes.
That was my scholarship.
That was yours?
I turned it down, and that's how he got it.
He got that. Wow, man.
It worked out for him. It worked out for him.
So it still worked. Yeah.
But that was, if I had gone there, he wouldn't have gotten that scholarship.
He wouldn't have got that one. Wow. Yo, it's all that. It's in the game like that.
It gets like that. It gets like that. These are the stories that you don't hear. And again, going back to when you're, that's why it's so important. And I didn't always have it, but there were some people, but it's so important to have a mentor, somebody who's been there, and can tell you, because they've been there through experience. Because oftentimes, I'll call it what it is. We come from where we come from, and it's a blessing for our family. But oftentimes there's just one parent in the house, and oftentimes there's just women in the house. And most times these women at that time in particular
working.
They didn't know much. They didn't know much about basketball, and
they didn't.
They're happy that their baby is being recruited and going to college.
You're right.
Come into the house, meet your parents, your grandparents, your family, and say blah 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 blah.
Right.
It's not always that. It's not always that. So, but going back to what I said, it's very, very important, man. It's almost to a detriment. Our young men need mentors.
Right.
Not saying they need it, but there are mentors out there, especially more so nowadays. But when you make that decision, it could be vital. It's 4 years. It's 4 years of your life. The best part about it is you're getting a college degree. You're getting an education.
That's right.
But for those who deem that they're going to another level, sometimes we put all that in that pot, and then guess what? When that doesn't happen, then what?
You're right.
But you better get your degree. You know,
right? Got to get something.
But you know, these are stories you don't hear. That's why you hear so many stories about this person, that person from near and far that went to certain schools, and you hear about them. You thought this person, right? It's not a knock on anybody's gift or ability, God-given ability. It's just that there's so many good players out there.
You're right. You're right.
You know, even for myself, I took it personal for a long time. I would see certain dudes I used to be killing in basketball camp.
Yeah.
Kentucky, like, you can't mess with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't take it personally. So there's so many other good players out there. You have to learn to humble yourself.
Right.
Right. When your time is your time. You know, sometimes it's just not in the cards, and that's.
So, but hold up though. Peep this though. Sometimes it's not, but sometimes, right? If you, like you said, with mentorship, with the right mentors, and the direction, if you could trust the mentor's direction, a lot more people would be pro though, right?
That's true, or being led down a different avenue. So, my experience with playing professionally overseas, right?
Yeah.
And the ultimate goal was to play in the NBA.
Absolutely. Talk to him.
I remember.
You might be dope. You might be super dope. You want
to aim high, right?
Yes. You go in.
And I remember, you know, certain games, and I was a victim of, not a victim of, but like I would read my press clippings, and I would see certain NBA scouts coming to my game, and whether it was the Milwaukee Bucks or the New Jersey Nets, and I would see these scouts at my games at Ryder.
Yeah, they be there
looking at these professional scouts, and they're here to see you or whomever else, but they're here to see you at Ryder University.
Right. Yeah. That means you got pulled.
Right. And then you see your family, right? And then you're not, because now you're not, when you get to college in particular, or whenever, you're not only doing it for yourself, you're doing it for your family.
Right. Family. Yeah.
You know, this is a kid from Trenton, New Jersey, by way of Miller Homes housing project. Right. And so that could be pressure and things like that. But what happens when that doesn't happen? Right. I remember I got my first deal overseas. I didn't get drafted. I was hoping to get drafted. You know, there was talks about, like I said, there was always NBA scouts especially my senior year, my junior and senior year. There was NBA scouts there at most games.
Right.
So that didn't happen, whatever. And I remember going into my head coach had a contact with a guy overseas, a coach overseas in England, who he actually played with, I believe, St. Peter's University. Anyway, he came from over England, and he was doing a talent evaluation. And when I walked in that gym, guess who was there? For 2 spots, 75 other players. But they was only taking 2 people.
Yeah.
And you was given a number again. They wasn't caring about your name. You give a number, they call your number, you play pickup. And everybody trying to get a paycheck to play basketball. Right. In those games, Joker's not passing you the ball because everybody's trying to get on. But fortunately for me, being a point guard, I can control that situation.
Absolutely.
I had the ball in my hand. But anyway, it was like 75 players, and they took 2, and I was one of 2 that they
Damn, you got it again. You made it through that threshold. You just make it through the threshold. But at the same time, your books were still official.
Once again, that was the motivation I had to.
Right.
I mean, none of this happens if you don't perform well in stress.
Right.
If you fall below a certain GPA, you lose your scholarship.
Yeah.
You become ineligible. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And for me, that kind of kept me disciplined.
Right.
And, I tell people all the time. My fiance went to Hampton University.
Right.
I was telling her, because here's the big misconception when it comes to students and student athletes, right?
Yes.
People think that student athletes just have everything. You play basketball. Yeah. No. When you go home during winter break, I'm on that campus with nobody there.
Right. Yep.
Cafeteria food. You going home. Spring, I'm preparing for a tournament.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm up 5 o'clock in the morning running 5 miles on that trek.
That's right.
You just have to go to school. class.
Christmases and all them holidays, do you be at school? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It has its perks to it, but it to this day, you know, my fiance will tell you because she's not a morning person, but I'm always up early because my very first
like that.
My very first day at Ryder, I was late to a workout.
Right.
My roommate, my damn roommate left me. He didn't even tell me. Yeah, and so I get down to the field. We got to run, whatever.
Right.
And at that time, Derek Super was there. He was a star player.
Yeah, he was a star at the time.
My brother, William Doodles Kinsey. That's my brother.
Yes,
but I remember walking down the hill. Everybody on my team there, like they kind of huddled up. I guess they're waiting. They're waiting for me.
Yeah.
My damn roommate left me. He didn't wake me up. Whatever. But I'm just a freshman. I'm a freshman. I'm coming from high school too.
Right.
To college.
Transitioning. Yeah.
I remember getting there and being late, and I was the reason for my teammates running extra. And I said, to that day, I man, listen, I don't even need an alarm clock. I'm just up early. Those are like
you automatic, like he up regardless. Yeah,
because I never wanted to be responsible for that again.
Yeah, for that.
And the seniors, the upperclassmen, you know, I'm this, you know, at that time considered this hot shot freshman from going to Ryder because you know before I went to Ryder, they damn near had like wooden backboards. There wasn't nothing there.
Yeah, it was old school.
Yeah, they didn't have a winning program or anything like that. You know what I mean? My class came in, we kind of changed fortunes for that. Going to NCAA tournaments and it's in the conference championship 4 years, all that stuff.
Yeah, y'all changed that.
We got new, you know,
uniforms and everything. I think all of that was new. Yeah, all of that.
Ryder, my freshman year, we wore Converse.
Right, y'all did. Like the old Trent High.
Yeah, but
like the old Trent High. Oh, man. But they wasn't duck though. They wasn't duck. They was all right.
But I'm saying,
I ain't gonna knock them. But y'all supposed to be more John Blaze than that.
Here's the thing though, Ryder they weren't known for a winning program, so they weren't getting. I was there first at that time. At that time, I was the big recruit because all these other universities were recruiting me.
Right.
My freshman year, we went to NCAA tournament. Derek Super hit a buzzer beater. I never forget it. But from there on, everything took off. So we went from Converses to wearing like the Kobe's and different, you know.
It got better. Everything got better.
You know, so those fortunes. But it was a hell of an experience, and I don't want to detract from. It allowed me to get an education.
Absolutely.
You know, ultimately, you know.
Absolutely.
And but it wasn't always easy to try to juggle both training in the morning. For 3 hours, practicing for 3 hours, trying to run to the calf before the calf closed, taking class, going to study hall. It was a lot, but it
was a lot.
It forces you to be disciplined. I will say that. And put it this way, my coaching staff forced us to be disciplined because they wasn't having that mess.
Yeah, they kept it tight on y'all.
It taught me. It taught me being in some aspects. And Greg Grant can attest to this because he was the coach. He played for the coach that coached me at Ryder. At
Trent State. He was at
Greg can tell you, said you got to be a man to play for this person.
Right.
Never been yelled at.
Never been. Yeah, you never been yelled before that. You never been yelled at. Never.
I was getting cursed out. I'm like, what are these dudes like? You know, he would curse me out if I didn't win every drill. But that's the excellence his expectations were of me, and sometimes it exceeded my own expectations. But it helped me grow as a man. It helped me grow as a leader of young men because I've always been a point guard, a general, and I've always been a team captain. So now you take those lessons in life, you can just, like I said, you can walk into any room and still feel you belong anywhere.
Yeah, you can play every position from being in those positions.
Yeah, it's in life, the game of life.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fat. Yeah, that's fat too. Hey, yo, so with the education base, in Ryder, it allowed you to be in a profession at this moment from your studies in Ryder as well, right?
Well, right now I've changed a career pattern. Like I'm more in the nonprofit. I'm pretty much like a mentor with young developers. But through Ryder, I was able. My degree is in business administration.
Absolutely.
My concentration is in there, and I worked in finance at Chase Manhattan Bank in New York City. Well,
you did, yeah, you did, you did.
Yeah, the merger happened, so it became J.P. Morgan Chase.
Right, that's right.
I worked in the trade department. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really well schooled. Yeah, really well back.
Yeah, let me bring. Yeah,
and things of that nature. And those are things that no one can take away from you. And
that's
once
right.
you're educated, once you have the experience, that it never goes away.
That's beautiful. I got to give you shouts and flowers because that is beautiful. But you did both. You did both. Did you see yourself doing business?
Well, yes, I did actually.
You did see that, so you seen both.
Well, what I saw was
as a kid.
I saw basketball.
Yeah.
I think that for most of us, that mentality is that's my ticket.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
In the Miller homes or whatever the situation may be. But this is where I say where it gets sticky that we need mentors. We need people from our. The reason you have me here on your beautiful podcast,
absolutely,
is that we need people to give back and pour into our youth.
That's right.
Do it.
That's
you don't
right.
You don't have to be just one dimensional. Yeah. God made us not to just be one person. You know what I mean?
That's
many,
right.
many
Absolutely.
Things. And sometimes it takes some of us sooner than later to learn out what that gift is. And that's the tricky thing about not having a mentor.
That's right.
I didn't have a mentor, but now I'm in a position to mentor other people.
And
those around me is always asking, you should be coaching, and
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you. I was going to ask you,
I've coached like I did basketball camps and stuff like that. But for me personally, my personality is such that I could do that, and I've always been well with working with people in that type of setting. But I'm more of a instructional person. Like I can get with you, I can work you out, and we can do.
Okay.
Honestly, I'll just be frank with you. The outside stuff. I'll be on some of the parents and all that stuff in the pot. I can't. I don't want to.
Yeah, you ain't beat for all that.
You know what, sir or miss? Your son is not in the game because he's not good. Like,
yeah. He keeping it 100. Yeah,
but I wouldn't do that. But
I mean,
but I can see myself at one point maybe getting into that field because it would be easy for me, honestly.
Yeah, you know how to do it. You know how to do it, and you have fun doing it. Now, I mean, you still got the shadow. You still got the shadow now. Because everybody else is like my knees and all that other stuff.
My knees too.
Your knees.
I can get you some buckets though.
You can at least foul shots. Like at least.
I told you, my fiance was at the Rider game Sunday, and I was telling her I was having kind of like mental flashbacks. I was like, man, I could probably get out there right now. You know what I'm saying? And I was pointing out to her like the opposing team and the Riders team. I was like, yo, he's good. He can't play. And she'll tell you like, damn, you're right. Because it's just that's just my.
Because it's just
me. It's just me. I can read and I can see it. But Riders doing well. Riders doing well.
Right.
Hopefully they could, we can get back to the NCAA tournament. They haven't been back since my class has left. So it's been almost like a quarter of a century. So we're still waiting for. They have many, many great players that come through Rider. Jason Thompson, kid who played in NBA, but none of those teams made the NCAA. Rider wasn't in the NCAA tournament before and after I left.
Right.
We're still waiting, and we're still rooting for those guys
to get up there,
to get there. And they will. It's just
they will.
They will. They will.
Because they definitely on the ticket. If you ever look down the ticket, they definitely, they definitely on the ticket. I'd be like, damn, this back home. Let me see. Let me see who they playing. They might be playing somebody like Cornell or something.
They
might got Cornell.
Sunday, who's out of Buffalo, New York.
Yeah,
it was a good game. It was an overtime game, and they won. So I was happy to see and be able to support those guys and.
At home, right?
Yep, at home. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we need to see more of that. We need more views, more of you. You know what I mean? To get up, come talk to the kids, talk to the people. You know what I mean? Make yourself. And if anybody from the city is watching, bring my man on. Let him talk. Like he know how to public speak. He won't walk away from the microphone. He trained like that. You feel me? Put him on the mic. let him public speak. He's a blessing to us out here. You know what I mean? We seen him do great things. He's a great dude, man. He got a great poise with him. You know what I mean? So if anybody is from the city and you want to see somebody else, you know what I mean? Well, it is a few people that I'm not going to disqualify, but put my man up there. Let him talk, man. I seen him do his thing. Like, I seen him work. Like, as hard as people work, he worked. Like, he worked, carry teams. You know what I mean? So, y'all, you know what I mean? Put him up there, let him speak.
I appreciate
it's a lot of people shouting you out, brother, but I can't kind of.
Everybody, what's up, Jay?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Everybody.
Mad people up there shouting you out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My guys.
He did his thing. You know what I mean? If you got a contact, I mean, we've been up here for an hour. We can go a little more if you want. But I mean, if you got any contacts, a contact for what you're doing right now, like the mentoring, if you got any contacts. But you're not in Jersey, are you?
I'm back in Jersey. I was in PA for man. I'm actually now in Ewing Township. Me and my fiance.
Okay, so yeah, he in the county.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if you have like this, if you can give them your Facebook.
I get my email. Just somebody can always reach out to me. And I just want to say to you, I appreciate the opportunity for giving me a chance to be able to speak. You know, my small like there's so much more that I want to share. Or hopefully in the future we can do it again, or we're gonna do another.
I would love to. I would love to do it again. And also, it's probably other people that want to touch you since they know you out here now. Like, yo, you coming out? And this is for my man Eric Shack, right?
Yeah.
From Miller Home.
Yeah. Shack.
Yeah. Shack was like, bro, this for you, Shack. And Shack, I love you too. Shack. Bro ain't coming on. Well, I got it.
He know me, man. Everybody.
I know.
Guys I grew up with, man. You know, I'm really low key, man. I've always been that way. I'm just humble, low key.
He's humble.
For those who know me, whatever. But outside of that, I'm in my lane, man. And I love it. I respect and I honor and I appreciate opportunities like this, to be able to have people see another side of me. So I appreciate it, brother.
We love you, brother. You feel me? We love you. It's much love, much peace. You're welcome to come back, especially if you got anything that you're promoting or trying to put out. You know what I mean? Come back on and talk, man. There's some other shows I would like to see you on too. If my man Mike Melton, Mike Melton was down there as well.
That's my guy.
Yeah. So if you can, if Mike, I hope Mike asked you. He was on here.
He was on here. I saw Mike.
Yeah, he was on here. You know what I mean? We was talking. So, but if you could get on my man Mike joint so I could watch and see how, because it's different angles, but we need to see how, you know what I mean? Let him shine, like let you get your shine off. You feel me?
I appreciate it.
So if Mike, if you on here, holla at him, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, much love, man.
I'm gonna inbox my information.
Yeah, send everything, and we'll chop it up next time. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Much
no
love.
doubt. Peace. Paul, take us up out of here. Yeah, let me put my jam on and take us up out of here. Don't cut us off already.
Yeah,
put my tunes on and we out.
Yeah,
we stayed on for an hour. You feel me?
It went by fast.
It's some more that we got to talk about, but I ain't gonna chop into him.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah, you feel me? It's a lot of sports, a lot of different guys that he know. You know what I mean? He was rocking them dudes. I seen him. You feel me?
Appreciate that.
And we